This is a HeadGum podcast.
This week on the program, the podcast picks up right where it left off. It's Halloween 2. I'm Andrew Jupin.
I'm Steven Sidak, secretly Andrew's brother.
Eric Schlaskerska.
Nah.
Oh, Chris Cabin.
And we hate movies.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
Sometimes that is better.
Zombies have entered the building. They're at the door. They're coming in.
It is time to keep your appointment with the Wicker Man.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
He's sick, for fuck's sake. You've seen one too many movies.
Now, Sid, don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
What's the fucking lotion in the bag?
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to We Hate Movies. This is week 2 of our 2022 Halloween Spooktacular. We're talking Halloween 2 from 1981, directed by Rick Rosenthal.
And
It's
okay to like a movie because, in fact, this is the second best Halloween movie, period, in my book.
Look at this guy.
Just throwing out fucking takes. Just
in
right
my
out the gate.
book. And I understand the sister-brother thing people don't like. I get that. I don't really give a shit about it. I like the kills.
Sure.
I like the pacing. I like the runtime.
You like them hot tub titties.
Yeah, I like them hot tub titties. I like that Dean Cundee.
You see that dude's so it's like the dude and the lady in the hot tub. When the dude gets out, you see that dude's hairy ass.
I love the Italian
beautiful.
man ass, dude. You know what? Not enough Italian representation in cinema.
Very true. And what a better place than a fucking medical hot tub. Like with the fucking NFL locker room.
It looks kind of comfortable. I
It
gotta be
looks
honest.
amazing. I want one in my house.
Me too. I was like, oh, you're selling me here. If you got these,
I don't know.
man.
Fucking in a hot tub in general, it just seems like Let's fuck and then go inside of a hot
Let's
tub.
get some microbes from that water that's been
for
sitting
your
around.
younger years, I would
Sure,
say generally.
yeah,
like,
they've been older, man.
Halloween 2.
Because you know what?
we go.
We're driving up the road here in Franchise Town.
Yep.
We
Hong
absolutely
Kong.
are.
We
Just
should mention
stop it over.
while we're honking, let's put on that signal. Okay, yeah. If you want the episode on Halloween 1 from 1978, of course, it's on our Patreon, patreon.com/WeHateMovies.
Yeah, just up the internet road there. You take a left at patreon.com. You're going to hard right at We Hate Movies.
If you get the box set, Bill, you've gone too far. You're going to want to go back. You misfranchised.
Marshall, turn this car around.
you got to TV DVD land.
So Halloween 2.
Sure. Starting off with Mr. Sandman, we got ourselves a cold open here, which the first 2.5 minutes of the movie are just footage from the first movie.
Yes, it's a previously on Halloween, for sure.
I just love the idea because John Carpenter co-wrote this with Deborah Hill.
Yeah.
And I imagine he's like at the typewriter, be like, well, how do I start? Oh, well, I got the first 5 minutes, Deb. We just cut the end, put it right at the start.
Because it kicks in with her sending the kids down the street to the Mackenzie's house, which I still to this day, and I think I say this on that WLM for Halloween, I don't understand why she doesn't just go with them.
Yeah.
You fucking stabbed that dude. You got out the closet. The kids are okay. Just go with them to the Mackenzie's house.
Out of breath.
Yeah, exactly. She's like fucking Razor Ramon. She just got power bombed. She just needs to take a breath for a second before she
can toothpick at Michael Myers.
Exactly, before she can ascend the ladder and get the Intercontinental belt. It's just going to take her a second.
She needs to hear it from the crowd.
Exactly.
And the kids are gone, so she needs a new crowd.
Kids, go down the street to the Mackenzie's house. I got to take a shit.
Just keep on chanting Laurie as you go down the road, would you?
And then, of course, Loomis shoots him up, and then it's just like, yes, that was the boogeyman, the actual boogerman.
Dude, this fucking Looney Tunes body outline on the front lawn when he comes outside like, damn, Bugs Bunny got away again.
I kind of wish her, because she's like, is it the boogeyman? He's like, As a matter of fact, I think it is. I don't think we say this on the episode that we just did, but I wish you. And she was like, "No shit, really?" Like, no. You see the classic. You serious, Clark?
You get instantly fired if you were Dr. Loomis.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, I diagnosed this man boogeyman.
Dude, I have a feeling in this movie, the governor of Illinois is trying to get this dude in the electric chair.
I do. The fact that we'll get into it a lot, but the fact that the governor has to get this fucking marauding psychiatrist off the streets, A+.
The governor, I am amazed that he isn't just like, okay, just don't stop calling him the boogeyman. He killed 12 people. Don't call him the boogeyman. He's a serial murderer.
I love this guy that's just like runs outside. That's like, what's going on? I've been trick or treated to death tonight.
Dude, this guy is my favorite line of the entire franchise. Like, I've been trick or treated to death tonight. This is getting goddamn ridiculous.
You don't know what death is, asshole.
Listen, buddy, I'm up to my tits and treats tonight. I am sick of it.
Also, what the fuck does that mean? Do you know what death is? What the fuck are you talking about, Doc?
What's all that noise over there? I have been getting my dick sucked by Halloween for the last 12 hours.
Well, my grandparents died. My parents. No, that's not death. You don't know what it is.
Oh, that's death. That lollipop right there. That's death.
Need, I want the rest of this guy's movie. Like, what was his night about? Because also, he is definitely one of the dudes that Lori is pounding on the door, begging for her life. Like, nope. Not another trick or treat tonight, motherfucker.
Well, that's exactly right. They solved the plot hole from the first movie.
Exactly.
He got trick or treated to death, and he's had enough.
Lawrence, don't answer the door. Every time you answer the door, you get egged in the crotch again.
And I want you to keep some of those Fifth Avenues. I like them.
You know, it's probably just another fucking flaming bag. Not going to fall for that again.
I'm being murdered.
Yeah, keep talking, flaming bag.
Please don't bring it inside the house this time. I know you want to investigate it.
Every Halloween, do you want to know how much burning dog shit is in our house?
He's going to kill the kids.
Somebody's watching one of their movies, I guess.
And then we get the pumpkin intro.
Pumpkin intro's fun.
It's fun. And this time, there's a skull in that pumpkin.
Dude, a skullpkin.
I kind of dig it.
I do too. I prefer the poster version because the poster version, it is a pumpkin that is skull.
Yes,
this is more like, it's kind of a surprise pumpkin. This one's like regular Halloween. It's Halloween 2, motherfuck. Open up for the skull.
Yeah, it's like one of those.
It's gonna blow up.
It's like a Happy Halloween card that's today where you're like, it's a pumpkin, and it opens up and there's a skull inside and it's making noises.
Great, another fucking trick and treat.
Yeah, they did the veggie gremlin thing with like a Bryan Cranston looking motherfucker and just pumpkin head, an actual pumpkin head.
Dude, one of the scariest parts of all in this movie comes right up as the front. You're watching like the pumpkin split in half and whatnot. The scary skulls coming out, and then it's boom, a Dino De Laurentiis Productions company film. I was like, no, you had money problems.
Oh, Dino. I mean, the thing, what I love about this is like not only, so we begin with John Carpenter being like, well, I got the first 5 minutes figured out. That's no problem. How about 4 minutes for credits?
Yep.
We can do that still because it's the fucking
And guess what?
Yep.
It's beautiful, and more people
wonderful.
should do it.
And it whittles this down to a nice tight 80, which is just gorgeous.
Yep, when you remove all the credits and footage from previous films, it's an 80-minute movie.
Because I mean, like Carpenter, clearly never gave a shit about, loved the first one, obviously, but the second it was done, he's like, I'm done with Halloween.
Yep.
And
he wrote it, and he's the guy that gave you that twist you hated, right?
Yes,
even though he regretted it.
He did, because he was like, he just was stuck on the script, and apparently he just needed something to happen. So it's like, I don't know, they're related, I guess.
Because you can get away with it once. You can get away with ambiguity once. Why is this person killing these people?
Yes.
Because they're there and he's a monster and whatever. And then the second time, if you want to keep this fucking train moving, it's like, well, all right, really now, why is he killing these people?
But also, I think I would have, if I had been in the theater to see this and I just watched Halloween, I would have thought that was horrible.
Yeah.
But having been through all this and know that all of them have junk shit explanations and all of it bothers me so much less because we have Dean Cundy shooting it. So the fucking thing looks great.
It does look great.
It's the grand tradition of a Halloween sequel. It has to undo the first one. The one previous somehow, some way.
Do you think like they forced him into this or something? Because I could see an alternate version being like the hospital he's killing everyone in is a psychiatric hospital.
Yeah,
and he's
that
put
would've
back
been
behind
something.
bars, and he's getting out again.
Apparently, it was supposed to be a high-rise apartment building.
That would have been
much preferred.
I would have
that.
loved it because I find, and the thing for me and the pacing, I think is pretty good, but just something so sonorous and boring about this hospital that it kind of puts me to sleep.
It's a neighborhood is more exciting than a static hospital.
Absolutely, yeah, and like and because it is the laziest hospital, it's like nobody is. It's a ghost hospital.
Yes,
nobody is there. Nobody's doing anything. The thing with the apartment thing is like you then will put yourself in danger of coming into contact with the Innsmouth-esque horrors that are the children of J.G. Ballard, who will come after you and be like, "We want the money. My daddy made a high rise."
Do you think so?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure of it.
What if it was company and it's just Michael Myers being taken to dinner by various couples that maybe they want to get married or not, and then he just murders them.
Michael.
Excuse me, everybody. I want to be a murderer.
Here's to the maniacs that lunch.
I like that idea a lot.
That would be kind of cool.
A little two-step. I'd like that.
Don't think John Carpenter would be the guy to write it.
Loomis might be the most unhinged in all these movies in this one. He is running around. I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart.
He's got like a death boner because then he ends up killing someone else. Sort of. We'll get there. But before we get to the hospital, before we get to that kid's death, speaking of Dean Cundy, the start of this movie when we're walking around the neighborhood, I love this shot of you see like Loomis in the distance talking to the cop in the car.
Yeah.
You got like the dog barking at Michael Myers. You're moving around in his body, which I want to inhabit because I want to start stabbing.
So you want it to be like the device in Avatar, but just for serial killers instead?
That would be more interesting than Avatar, I think, actually.
I mean, he gets to... does he kill this couple, the bologna sandwich?
No. He just...
No.
You think
Because he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
No, he's not. They don't make him horny. And that's kind of like clearly like... He's like, well, he put some blood on this lady's sandwich. Pretty rude, by the way.
I think that was an accidental drip job. He's like, sorry, I've been killing all night. I didn't know how disgusting I was. But I love this old timers. This is actually my like primo vision now as a dude pushing 40, like for what I want my Halloween to be. Just nodding off, smoking, while Night of the Living Dead's on the TV. And that's all it is. That's that dude's Halloween. And you know what? Awesome. And he doesn't get murdered.
While you bitterly yell at your wife to make you a sandwich.
I want to walk around stabbing teenagers, but
sure.
I do kind of enjoy like the reprisal of the idea of like having the Thing on TV in the first movie.
Yep.
Now we have another classic on TV during this movie.
I gotta say, the fucking broadcast schedule for whatever TV station is killing it. Halloween 1978, man.
Public domain broadcasting, PDBR.
The interesting thing about this movie with the television stuff is how localized it is. Like there's a local Haddonfield TV department that's walking around filming shit.
Yeah, that's
wild.
And they are shook by the events of this night. They cannot handle this shit.
No, this is the biggest story of their career.
I mean, if you had a localized TV for your town, it would just be high school basketball games. And then that's it.
But I think the only reason we're breaking in like this is because not only is this going on in this town and they're fucking losing their ever-loving minds about it, but the guy perpetrating it is a local legend. Local news stations love when a local kid made good comes home.
That's true. And then, this package they're developing, like you could, this is part of your reel. You can maybe get the anchor job in Chicago. You always wanted.
Yes. Yep. Local news anchor Tush Gherkin is getting called up to the big leagues after covering the dozen or so murders in Haddonfield.
I will tell you, Tush Gherkin's going nowhere if that's what this guy's name is, because this guy drops the ball.
This guy totally fucks up. And also Tush Gherkin, I would say, maybe not like an on-air broadcaster, but that dude could definitely write for an old newspaper about boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
The latest from Tush Gherkin.
I wish I had
Ali going down in the 4th.
I had some peanuts. I was talking to Mike Tyson, and then he punched me right in the face.
He's like mispronouncing Smith's Grove. He's like Smith's Grove.
It's like this dude's first day on the job.
Yes.
Like, you gotta get down there. There's mass murder. What?
Live on TV. Okay. I imagine him just pouring sweat like Albert Brooks in Broadcast News.
Exactly.
And, like, playing with the ends of his coat while he's on the camera, like, there's dead kids.
It's like, you want me to go out and do what? I don't even know where to put my jacket when I get into the office.
I was just gonna, wish everyone a scary Halloween. I was practicing it all morning. Hope you have a scary Halloween. Tush Gherkin signing off.
And, good old Emma Gherkin, she was just going to put a little strand of blood down my chin here, and it was going to be like I had eaten somebody, and now I can't tasteless. Do it. It's ruined. It's ruined. My whole bit is ruined.
Totally worthless. Kids are dead now. My bit's done.
I do love this neighbor girl who's just like, there were screams next door from, Mr. and Mrs. Elrod's house, and she's always ragging on him, so he probably just decided to start beating her.
Yep. No problem.
Welcome to 1981.
LOL.
Got angry and decided to start beating her. Oh, big deal.
Yep.
What the fuck?
I think Alice, this other babysitter neighbor here, does not care too much for Mrs. Elrond.
Definitely not.
Maybe she's fucking getting down and dirty with Mr. Elrond.
What?
They were supposed to watch Night of the
Really?
Living Dead together.
Well, he's old enough that that's sort of like babysitting again.
I
He's probably,
told you, Mama, I need my sitter to come over.
I'll be over in a minute to change your diaper.
Come on, Nindo, we're going on the road. You got the corpses, baby. Like, you imagine her coming over to Mr. Elrod. Mr. Elrod, they're doing a hell of a lot of stuff with bathtub acid. So if you ever get tired of your wife, you could just snappy, easy.
That's another angle they could have gone to, like a copycat or something.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
So, but then the other girl on the other line is just like, yeah, so did you hear about that, like, triple murder, like, up the street from you? Pretty wild, huh?
It's the perfect time to start murdering, because then you'd be like, fuck, he got another one. I don't know. Someone stabbed him. Wasn't me. Don't check the prints.
This is a good sequence, though, because when she's on the phone, and the woman I think doing the voice on the other end is Nancy Loomis.
Oh, cool.
Who played Annie in the first movie.
Oh.
And she laid down on a stretcher for the second movie here. But she's talking, and she's like, oh, wait, Alice is like, where did it happen? And she says, wherever the cross streets are. And it's a really good, oh, that's right here.
Yeah.
And at that point that Michael is already in the house, because they're doing a good, like, he's there and then he's not thing. And then she gets fucking ultra murdered. And apparently this was and it kind of makes sense, like, because this scene has nothing to do with anything really. Yeah. Carpenter directed this, because it was like we need one more fucking violent kill to make this just like Friday the 13th. And so that's why you look at that too. He like takes the knife, jacks it up her fucking chin, or blood goes splattering. It's really wild.
He's very active. He's getting back into motion. He jumps up to make this murder. It's like he was crouching and then went up.
Yeah.
When this movie came out, there was a huge moral panic about it, that it was too violent.
What?
It was banned in West Germany, Norway, Iceland. People...
Was this on the video nasties list?
Probably.
Yeah, we have to ban it.
Someone used this movie as their murder defense, that I killed because I saw Halloween 2 while on PCP, marijuana, and alcohol. That's why I killed those people. Might be one of the first trials like that. And then there was actual dialogue in this country, apparently, if we should ban horror movies.
I don't believe in the death penalty for anybody except for that person.
Yes.
That's the one person I'm like, go ahead, go and do it.
Yeah, because don't be a narc about it, dude.
Yeah,
exactly.
What the fuck? You murdered somebody. Just fucking take action.
And if you were inspired by the movie, fine, but don't try to take it away from other people.
You should say like some totally innocuous movie that has no murder in it at all, like
Fried Green Tomatoes.
Yeah, totally.
Fried Green Tomatoes made me murder my mother and father and my neighbors.
The film Sideways turned me into a family annihilator.
Yes. I just love the idea of like, I'm going to get really high, get completely drunk, take PCP, and then perfectly watch this movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to understand it.
Watch Chris O'Donnell's amazing death. Oh, Has anybody seen Fried Green Tomatoes, by the way?
Oh, no, it's been... No, never.
You got to watch it just for the... I'm not going to tell you to watch anything past what happens.
Is it better than his death in... what was that Mark Wahlberg movie?
Mark Wahlberg.
Max Payne, doesn't he get totally shot up in that movie?
He does get murdered.
It's so much better than that.
Really?
So much better.
All right.
Oh, my God. They fry his tomatoes. They cut off his testicles. You heard it here.
Is that common parlance?
I don't know.
That's Siska-ese right there.
It just doesn't make sense.
Mike going into both of these houses is very reminiscent of, and I think that's what
Did you just call him Mike?
Yeah, we're close enough.
It's the second movie. We're buds.
Yeah.
Mike's coming over.
Mike goes into both these houses, and it reminds me very much of what Halloween 2018 and Halloween Ends does.
Yeah.
Or
Kills.
Apologies. Kills does, because that's what those movies thrive on, is like him in a neighborhood, popping in and out of houses, kind of like Grand Theft Autoing people, you know what I mean? Without a plan, you know what I mean?
Like you kill someone, you got that 1 or 2 stars, you walk around the block enough. Oh, wait, they're flashing. Oh, they're going away. The stars are going away. Okay.
Oh, we're going to put on the 80s station. Oh, boy. Shoot that poison arrow through
is
my
that Lenny
heart.
Clark I hear? Let me just go into this other house.
It does succeed in that. The whole franchise, that's the bread and butter.
Yeah, exactly.
It's him being creepy, walking around a neighborhood. I love it.
Exactly.
A lot of that works out nicely, but it would be funnier if, and I mean, these you could do it with the Dave and Gord Green movies. As I say, in '81, those kinds of video games didn't exist yet, but he goes into a house and he's just kind of looking around, opening drawers, not finding any knives, looking around, nothing, just leaves. Let's go to the next house.
That would be great, like an open world Michael Myers game, and you have to use a fork for a while until you get enough experience points
you're
for the
strangling
knife.
Only until you can find a kitchen that's got a knife.
You're hugging dogs. You can hug 15 dogs to death, and then you get a knife.
But strangling takes so long. You get a big person out there, and it takes 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So you need to find the knives, or a roast, Serial Mom beat somebody to death.
Strangling takes longer than you think, kids.
And all the NPCs are trying to get Michael to the hospital, but he's just fucking around, trying to move bookcases for a secret passage and isn't there. It's like, dude, you've fucking been in this house 3 times. You know none of these moves.
Stop trying to talk to your child through a black hole.
Yes.
So, he's weaponed up and whatever. And so then we see Lori being taken out by the ambulance and everything, and she gets put in the car, and we're driving here in the bus rather, and hilarious exchange between these 2 EMTs who will become characters in the film. One guy goes, the guy driving, what's it, Bruno?
Bud? Is it Bud?
Yeah. He goes, is her old man, the other guy, Jimmy, goes, oh, it's Laurie Strode, I go to school with her. And he goes, oh, is her old man Strode really? To which Jimmy replies, yeah. And then this guy just goes, oh, okay. I was like, what? What is that delivery? Do you not believe him? What?
It was definitely a slight. There was something
that guy gave me a bad deal on a mortgage.
It's a small town. They've definitely run into each other. Something happened between
at the bowling
these
alley.
two.
Yeah, okay.
Isn't he the guy that's handling the Michael Myers estate?
Maybe that's the kind of the joke.
He's in on it.
Or maybe because realtors, for whatever reason, you always do the billboard with your face on it. That smug fuck got what was coming to him.
Exactly.
Now your daughter got stabbed.
Try working at an empty hospital. Maybe you like that.
I really do. I do not like billboard people.
Yes.
You misspoke though, Andrew. It's not just her. He takes Jimmy and Bud take her and her wig to the hospital.
Yeah, that was just life support.
I'm just a caveman. I don't understand your this thing is so big and so it's a lot. Because she had really short hair. Because it was Jamie Lee Curtis in the early '80s. That's what she did.
Yeah,
that's what she's still doing. But
she looks good in every hairdo, even a wig.
Absolutely,
of course, even in a wig,
she looks fabulous. But this wig is awful.
Yeah.
This wig, I feel like if I was,
you want to take it off of her.
If I was 10 to 15 degrees crazier, I'd be watching this movie this wig's telling me to kill people. Like, that's how fucked up this wig is.
I just read the Wikipedia. I don't know what he actually said in court. Maybe it was all derived from the wig.
The wig. It was the wig made me do it.
Yeah, it was all Snake's hair.
Yeah, right. The Simpsons episode.
But it's also like, it's way closer to like a strawberry blonde than what she even looks like in the first movie. Yeah. Jeez, and you fucking showed me footage from the first movie, assholes.
I guess that is kind of cute. What Eric was talking about earlier is like all of these things. I think the first like 2 times I watched this, I was like, oh, that's stupid. That's fucking god damn it. And like the simple fact that this is just so much more competent than what they end up with after the next one.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, at this point, I was like, I kind of like this now. I'm kind of okay with all this bullshit. Like, I've kind of, I'll eat it now.
Also with the hair thing, you know, like you get scared. Your hair goes a little lighter, you know?
No, that's true.
I'm sure the whole head at the same time.
Like Ash when he sees the Evil Dead.
That's right.
Personified.
Why is Michael Myers a tawny blonde in this movie as well? I mean, that the mask is looking not great. And
it's a little. The mask is a little shabby in this one, but it's still better. Story. It's better than all these other masks that come after it.
That's true.
And didn't Rick Rosenthal, he also directed Resurrection, which was one of the worst ones.
I'm just going to say objection. Part 4 is pretty good and the mask was pretty good. That's where I'm at.
I need to go reevaluate Part 4 and the mask specifically, but
welcome back to Mask Watch. The thing about the mask in this movie, it is the mask from the first movie. But during the production of the first movie, like there was a bunch of shit with who was it? Nick Castle in that movie was playing the shape.
Yeah, right. Now
he
we
was
got
like folding it up and putting it in his pocket, and then in between the movies, it was like, oh well, if we ever do another one of these, we don't want anyone to take it. We can use the same mask, and it was like under a bed in Deborah Hill's house, who was like famous chain smoker. Also, like when you get this fucking mask out, it's like, yeah, dude, with all the Marlboro miles that thing accumulated.
Hey, Deborah, what are you doing with the? Are you sweeping up the floor with the mask? Why would you be doing that?
Because I can.
Okay.
And is this where now we have Dick Warlock instead of Nick Castle? I mean, maybe it would look better on Nick Castle.
Well, that's another thing too, that apparently Dick Warlock was more stout, so that's why like the head looks a little wonkier.
Yeah. Also better name.
Oh, but Dick Warlock, you're not going to beat Dick Warlock.
No.
Maybe his son Billy Warlock, which is actually Billy Warlock is his son.
William Warlock,
yes, is from Society, and
totally. The Shape's son got the shuntoning, or witnessed the shuntoning.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's a future episode or commentary. I don't know which.
We will be covering it
the
at some
fucking
point.
WHM pukementary watching Society.
If you haven't seen Society yet, check it out.
I still have not.
What are you kidding?
That's it. That's the commentary.
There it is. It's got to be a first look commentary.
Okay, so I will now wait until we do that. Probably looking at the commentaries maybe next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, commentary, just because we're talking about it, we got Friday the 13th part 1 on
coming out.
The original, we'll be doing a full commentary track to the original Friday the 13th. We're very excited to be in Franchise Town this
hell
month.
Yeah, dude. Embrace the franchise every once in a while.
Meanwhile, speaking of Franchise Town, Loomis is just, I mean, like, I kind of wish that, I mean, obviously in the movies say that he does, but like this movie pretty much closes the door that he dies at the end of this one. Like, he just wants to make it through tonight so that he could just be like, I shot him 6 to anyone who will listen.
Forever.
He's just, because he says it like 40 different times, you know, he's like, listen, lady, I shot him 6 times and he kept moving. So insurance, what's that like? This convention seems kind of crazy. Right. I shot this guy 6 times. He must have been pure evil.
Do you think by part 4, when he comes back and he's like scarred up, he's like down at VFW Hall, it's like, I was kind of in a war too. I shot him 6 times.
Oh, yeah, you shot him 6 times. Well, do you want a second scoop on your rum raisin or what here, man?
Oh, I shot him 6 times, you see, 6 times.
Yes, and what do you want on your pizza, sir?
6 pepperoni slices, 1 for each bullet hole in his fucking monstrous face.
You got it, sir. I'm gonna go home and kill myself.
Gonna need another Loomis special? Yeah, it's just a pizza with 6 pepperoni slices on it.
I shot him 6 times and I bought the extra large soda so I can refill it in the middle of the movie.
He's like checking over his shoulder. Is it okay if I refill? You know, they look preoccupied. I'm refilling.
I got the special extra large popcorn bucket with the Riddler on it because I wanted it.
What do you mean it's not unlimited refills?
This is ridiculous. I shot him 6 times.
Oh, it's unlimited refills, but it's not unlimited butter. Bullshit!
I'll be calling the Better Business Bureau on my way out of this shithole town.
And I'm going to say, hello, Better Business Bureau. Yes, it's me, the hero who shot him 6 times.
Oh, what's that? I need to call the Butter Business Bureau?
Yes, not only were they bad with the popcorn, I asked for 6 cubes of ice in my soda, and that's all I wanted.
I implore you, this isn't about refills or free refills. I didn't eat it all. The last time I was at the concession stand was 45 seconds ago. I'm telling you, man, I dropped it. I dropped it all.
I didn't eat the crust. I'd like to exchange it. Turn it in.
6 times? Can you believe that, prostitute?
I'm still hungry. 6 garlic knots, please.
Whatever you want, hon.
Say it. You shot him 6 times and he got up. Oh, yes, I'm coming now.
Now I'm shooting a 7th time.
And what else? What else? He was pure evil. Yeah.
What kind of eyes were those?
The blackest eyes like a doll's eyes.
Oh!
And it was extra for all that evil talk, right? Okay, so
I was sure to go to the ATM before I came in.
Listen, doll, it's Loomis. You're going to go up to the hotel room. He's going to sit on the bed like a perfect gentleman. You read the script, and he's going to ejaculate. You get $70. You go home.
Yeah, he's naked under that raincoat.
He's out of state. You won't see him again for a while.
Yeah, it sounded like he was having a good time, and I thought he was coming, but he kept yelling, no!
But no, so he's driving around with our friend Charles Cypher there, the Sheriff Brackett.
Sheriff Brackett. By this point, man, these two, and it sucks, like, Brackett, obviously, when he finds out about the murder of his daughter, fades out of this movie, and we get this fucking Viking guy as the new cop. But like
Ed Negley Jr., by the way.
Oh, wow.
But like the two, like Charles Cyphers and Donald Pleasance, they just make the funniest little comedy duo.
Yes, they really
at
do.
the start of this movie, because Cyphers, like Sheriff Brackett is fucking over it with this guy.
He says it. He's like, I'm just about there, Loomis. He's like, where? He's like, I'm just about done listening to you talk. And it's just like,
just about at the point where someone tomorrow morning is going to say you died by suicide by cop.
I honestly think he would have been able to get over the death of his daughter easier if this hadn't happened directly beforehand.
Yeah.
And he's just stressed out of his mind because he had to fucking drive Loomis all over the goddamn place.
That exchange when the daughter's wheeled out, it's so fucking good because he's like, the sheriff's like damn you, and he's, I didn't do anything.
it's so good. Listen, I don't know if you've been listening to me all night. I told them to keep him in.
Every chance he fucking gets, he's telling that to people.
You let him out. No, I didn't. You let him out, tough guy. What did you did it?
I tried to arrest him 6 times, Sheriff.
He let this man out. Okay, 2 things. 1, no, I didn't. I tried to keep him in. And 2, this isn't a man.
Listen, hear me out really quickly. Objectively, if you shoot someone 6 times, does it sound like you'd like them to leave a mental hospital? Of course not. That is the act of someone who wants to keep someone in a mental hospital, Sheriff.
I gotta say, that guy can't shoot for shit. I mean, there's no fucking way he shot him 6 times.
Well,
that's fucking delusional kook.
Well, Sheriff, if you cannot kill him, please direct me to your monster hunter. Where is your monster hunter in Haddonfield? Because which we need.
Oh, of course. That's just like an American police force. Not a single monster hunter among you.
Now listen, sweetheart, when he comes in, don't ask if he let him out, because he didn't, and that's going to ruin it. It's going to add an hour onto your trip.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. You're talking, I get to go up and service the Dr. Loomis?
Yeah, bring a raincoat. He's going to have one already.
Oh, look at this. I brought the Sibian for you to ride.
Howard, are you hearing this? Big fan.
We're getting loose in here tonight.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Howard, I shot him 6 times. Did you hear me, Howard?
6.
Hear that, Robin? 6 times.
And I will actually be at the Comedy Store opening for Beetlejuice later this month.
I know it's a terribly degrading gig, but everyone has to start somewhere. Okay, let me recap. I shot him 6 times. I tried to get him to stay in, and...
So they're driving around, and Brackett is fucking tired of it. They think they see Michael Myers. Of
course. And my God.
You get out, and it's like, and again, Loomis is so unhinged.
Yes, and remember, it's established in the first movie that this is a Halloween mask sold at the local hardware store.
Yes, correct. People have this mask.
Exactly.
And he just starts about to unload. Brackett, thankfully, is like, hey, man, let's double check.
Because here's the deal, Steve. If he's to unload this gun yet again at this moment, even if that is Michael Myers at down the sidewalk or whatever, these bullets are going to have to pass through about 9 kids because the thing that's weird is, we talk about this on the WLM, but like what I love about that first movie is it makes it feel that it's gotten so late, in the night that trick-or-treaters were off the street and all that stuff. In this movie, everyone's back outside. No. At one point near the end of the film, you learn it's literally only like 11:30 at night.
It's insane.
So it's all very strange or whatever. But at that moment, he draws the gun, and there's like 6 kids like dressed as wizards and shit. Just fucking standing there.
Sorry, little Superman. We're going to find out if you're bulletproof tonight.
To kill a monster, you must also kill some angels, Sheriff.
You have to become a monster. Little Timmy, I really think going as one of the Droogs is quite weird for someone your age.
Yeah, you got the kid in the lobster suit. You got the kid in the cowboy getup. Oh boy, Mr. Loomis. I think you're going under.
We should also mention that this movie, because Halloween is scary. There's also the kid that goes to the hospital from, I guess, eating a razor blade and an apple or something.
It's such fucking bullshit. And I feel like that's kind of just like Carpenter, like having a little fun in the screenplay here. But it's like that fucking urban legend shit. The only thing dumber is we're putting edibles and shit.
We're putting weed and shit.
Yes.
They're putting fentanyl in the Halloween candy.
There was always a thing. I remember being a kid, and they were like, listen, if someone tries to give you stickers, like I don't even know what it told my whole class. Like, someone's trying to give you stickers, like a sticker.
Stickers. Yeah, I thought they were against the Snickers candy bar.
Yeah, it's going to be LSD, and they're going to give you free LSD to get you a 7-year-old really high.
What?
Because the thought is so funny. It would be funny if someone was doing that and then followed the kid around the whole night just to see what happened.
Yeah, Dr. Loomis started that way.
It's so dumb like that. Because, like, listen, man, first of all, with someone like myself and the regulated edibles that are out, for anything to happen, I need at least like 4 or 5. So, like, that's a lot of money. I'm not giving that shit away.
It's expensive.
The new thing, though, with these fucking idiots and all these like morons on television just stirring shit up for no reason. Oh, now we're giving Fent out. If you get candy that looks like Rainbow Smarties, don't, because it's fucking Fent. Okay, so which is it? Kids are walking around on Halloween collecting all this delicious Fent to eat later, or cops are coming within a fucking foot of it and passing out like a fainting goat. Which one is it? You can't have it both.
It's the first one. The second one, they're fake. That's panic attacks. But you cannot get high by touching something with a rubber glove on. No, it cannot happen. It cannot happen.
No, look, Chris, I know that, but we're talking about morons and liars on television.
Yes, but I do like the idea of a kid. Daddy, I had a Smartie, and now I feel like I'm ready to die.
No one is giving away drugs. We are ingesting it, watching Halloween 2, and then committing the murders from the film. Okay?
That works.
Yes.
But all right, here's the timeline. Loomis gets out. I think that's Michael Myers.
Yep.
Sheriff Brackett's like, you better be sure. Also, let's not open fire on children. And then a cop, I don't know, Dale Earnhardt fucking Sr. is just zipping through fucking Haddonfield and just plows this kid into a van, and it Simpson style explodes.
The van must have been full of what? Kerosene? What the fuck?
It was driving to conduct Haddonfield's annual fucking Halloween fireworks spectacular.
Yeah. And I guess Ben Tramer, who it is, a sad R.I.P.D. Ben Tramer here, not Michael Myers. He's known to be drunk. His friends are like, "Oh, he's really wasted." So maybe he's just doused in whiskey, or grain alcohol.
There
it's
you
even
go.
more flammable.
Oh, we don't. We were. We were looking. We were expecting a shipment here at the dynamite factory.
And I love
damn
the exchange of is it him? Is it him? Ooh, I better get going.
I'm 92% sure, Chef. 92. That's pretty good.
Dude, after he fucking gets this dude smushed and lit up to his death, this fucking doctor has 1 foot over the town line for the rest of the movie.
It's getting really late. Oh,
I've tried my best.
I just did shoot him. I want to be clear. I shot him 6 times.
I tried, 6 times in all.
17 years old. You don't say. You have a bicycle I could borrow, perhaps.
Is there a local railroad I might take? I don't need a ticket. I'll just be riding it till the end of the line.
Is there a store nearby where I could buy a bindle?
Would you like to trade clothes with me? Yes.
I think part of why they have him so amped up in this movie is because Donald Pleasance is most known for being a crazy man on screen. I mean, Wake and Fright, the Cul-de-sac are the ones I think of all the time. And he's a maniac in both of them.
He's fucking running around the subway. I think, funny enough, one title of the movie is Dead Meat. He's like a cop.
Oh, when it's like the cannibals are in the back.
Yeah. He's not like a villain or anything, but he is kind of an unhinged detective in that movie. If I'm remembering the movie right,
he does crazy well. I'm glad to say. He's what's keeping this thing really going, other than Dean.
No, totally. He makes this movie because otherwise. You don't have much here. I mean, Laurie's just sitting around the house.
She's sleeping most of the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you need him in this movie because that's once we get to the hospital, it gets very dreary and very quiet.
Well, she's not just sleeping; she's being watched.
Dude, this guy Jimmy.
It gets dreary and a little quiet, but you get those bosoms in that
Yeah, we'll get to the Grand Tetons in a moment.
But first of all, she's like, please don't let them put me to sleep. If I was through this, and I mean, maybe Michael Myers is gonna get me. Put me out anyway. I'll see you guys in the AM, or I'll see you in hell. Yeah. Either case, I'm cool.
Yep. She won an Academy Award, and he's a congressman. Good night.
Exactamundo. I am good. I've had enough terror for one night. I've been bleeding.
Yeah.
One thing about this hospital that I thought is interesting, and maybe it's a little much, is Halloween decorations around the hospital feels a little insensitive. Dude, that's a skull. I'm going to be one soon. That's a ghost. I'm going to be one soon.
They should keep to the pumpkins and the pineapples. Why are pineapples?
Are
they an evil fruit that I was not aware of?
Maybe they had a fucking luau at this hospital because nothing else was going on.
Plus, we are told that there's a party happening at one point because that doctor's wasted.
He was at a country club and he got wasted there, and apparently the Strodes were there, but they're since missing.
The Strodes, first of all, number one, I think it's also incredibly unsanitary. If I had to rank the sanitariness of decorations, Halloween is at the bottom. Christmas seems a little bit more sanitary than Halloween.
Sure. Well, Christmas, you're trying to brighten spirits and everything like that too.
It's like, mostly outside kind of lights and stuff. I feel like Halloween, it's just like, it's all crepe paper and furry black cat shit that is just a fucking germ trap.
That's fair, but you throw those away more often probably, but those Christmas decorations are forever.
Yeah,
and we got our little old wrinkled hands on them and we're hanging them up in the windy.
It always goes back to the old people with you.
Oh, well, because I live with old people.
I understand.
I live with hundreds of old people.
I think with the pumpkin rotting that's messy. But you have to remember, with Christmas trees, you get those things shedding.
Yeah, that's true.
And you are talking about a solid 10 minutes of sweeping after that.
Here's the thing. I think, we need to go back to remind ourselves. We're talking about decorations for a hospital.
Sure.
I feel the only decorations for any holiday a hospital should have it's the gag from The Simpsons. someone goes up and it's a fucking Santa thing and they staple it to a wall.
Right.
Yes.
And then it's like, oh, Valentine's Day. And they go up and they put a little cherub guy over Santa and they fucking staple it to the wall. And you just keep doing that repeatedly until the end of the holiday calendar year.
But Chris was onto something with this Christmas tree stuff, which I do, I like having an actual tree, but you got that murky Christmas water.
Christmas
that,
water's pretty. Yeah, you're right.
It's like dark and like it's got like a film on it.
Oh well, and I don't know if you're lucky. I as a dog owner, I have to keep on yelling at my dumb fucking dog to not drink that.
My cat will fucking guzzle it all down.
See,
really?
Yeah.
They steer clear of it. We do the thing with the saran wrap that goes over it, kind of like.
I literally went to a fake tree because my cat would not stop drinking.
We got the fake tree, man. We keep it in the storage unit all year and bring it back.
That's maybe what I'll do next year. But I have actually a solution to why this hospital is like this. I think this is next level Halloweening. I think this is an apartment complex that they did up like a hospital. Because that's the only thing that makes sense. Where are all the fucking patients?
Where's anyone like? Is there an emergency room? Like, because there has to be, because the little kid comes in, and I mean, as much as that urban legend is fueled for bullshit for fucking conservative panic, I like that element of this movie because it just gives this movie a little bit more danger to it. Like, what else is going on?
Sure.
Kind of
that's
thing.
an interesting idea because it's obviously now Michael Myers who put the razor in the candy. Like, there's some other fucking freak in town.
Exactly. And it kind of is sort of almost lobbying out setting a lob for Halloween 3, which is just like, we are going to expand beyond Michael Myers.
That's an interesting way to look at it. I never thought of it.
But it is. I agree. It's a very lazy whatever.
May I remind you, I'm pretty sure, 1, I did not let him out. 2, I shot him 6 times, and now, with 100% certainty, I can say he's putting razor blades in candy, Sheriff.
And again, Ben Tramer looked exactly like him. I will not take responsibility for this.
I don't think watching him again last night, I don't think Loomis is really to blame for killing Ben Tramer. It's this fucking zippy cop.
Yeah, I guess.
No, it's Dale Earnhardt.
I don't know why that guy is, because isn't there some line about like,
he's like, oh, I couldn't stop. I couldn't see him. Or whatever.
But it's set up because it's like we want everybody back out again.
Yeah,
we're not winding things down. Bad shit's happening still. Like, he's still out there. Get your ass down to the corner of whatever the fuck, in Route 17. And I think that's why that guy is supposed to be speeding. But like at that point, this van is in the middle of the road. There's another police car right there. What are you doing? Slow down.
It would be great if at the end, like, they have to, well, not even at the end, if they just have to go up to like Ben Tramer's parents and be like, listen, Mr. and Mrs. Tramer, your son, it burst into flames out of nowhere. Can we see his room real quick? And it's just a bunch of apples and razor blades.
Oh, shit. Yeah, like that.
Well, I was sort of right.
It was a good thing that it happened.
I
think I deserve a medal.
Mr. and Mrs. Tramer, that rotten son of a bitch, Michael Myers, stole a cop car, and I just can't believe it. That rotten son of that Michael Myers. If we get our hands on him,
God, if I told you what he did at the sticker factory, he went wild.
Hey, Sheriff. Yeah, I think they bought it. Those jacket. Oh, they're still here. Oh, I've heard everything I said. I love, speaking of Eric, all your stuff about like him walking around. I love the way that he learns where Laurie is the most like accidental thing, but it's a cool moment where Michael, again, just blending in, which is the terrifying part of it, right? He's just blending in with everybody else. He's walking on the sidewalk and he bumps into the kid who's wearing a cowboy hat and he's got the huge boombox, which I believe is Billy Warlock.
It is, yeah.
Huh. And you hear it's such a like blink and you miss it thing, or like sniff or like cough in the movie and you totally miss it because it's really quiet on the mix. But the boombox is saying like, and the survivor Laurie Strode was brought to Haddonfield, and like as soon as that is said, in the shot right there, the theme song kicks in, and he's like, off to the hospital I go.
Calling all perverts. Laurie Strode is asleep at Haddonfield Memorial Hospital.
Yeah, that's when like Jimmy the orderly is like, hey, let me go watch her.
Because that's the thing, dude. Like, so like, you know, they bring her in, and she's like, they do put her out. You know, this drunk doctor puts her out. They sew her up.
But Dr. Mixelplick, or what's this?
Dr. Mixer.
Don't say it backwards. No.
Literally, the name is Dr. Mixer.
Yeah, which is fun. But she goes out, and Jimmy, you know, like he's a little older than her because, you know, blah blah blah. He's like, oh, she goes to school. My kid brother, he is like touching her hand when this is like Kill Bill shit, dude.
Totally, dude. I was like, can I see Jimmy's pussy wagon?
Exactly.
My name is Jim, and it's pretty slim.
You know, there are moments like that when she gets in the car and she's like falling out of it. It's like, wiggle your big toe. Let's go, Laurie. Move it.
But so like she's like into it, I guess, because she's like, he's nice to her. He's like, let me get you a Coke. It's like, first of all, I don't know, dude. I fucking lost 2 pints of blood. I don't want a Coke right now.
Well, maybe she's loopy. That's why she's like, okay.
What are you?
Who are you?
Meanwhile, the fucking
don't put me in a closet again, please.
The Strodes are at this fucking country club getting hammered, and someone's like, "Oh my god, 3 teenagers are dead." They're like, what are the odds?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they'll be just as dead when we get home. Another drink on her head.
I would think I was promising my good friend the lawyer here that I could out Tom Collins him. So
I was talking to Tish Gherkin earlier today. He said he had such a good joke. This must be it. He must be talking about dead kids.
Honey, what was it Laurie said? Because we had to pay that fee for the graduation ceremony. How many are in the class? It's a graduating class of like 400 kids. All right, do the odds, everybody. 3 out of 400. All right, we stay here.
And another thing is, I fell for that bastard Orson Welles, stupid fucker. War of the what? I don't think not this year.
No.
What is that? Steve Winwood's Valerie? Pump it! Pump it!
No, it's a party.
Hey, look, I mean, I can only dress as Captain Hook one night of the year, and I look fucking great.
Look, I don't care if my daughter might be dead. Tonight was the night I cheat on my wife.
You get home, you have 421 missed calls. Just like, because they
each one's a body.
Yes, prank calls again.
They're getting really persistent.
This must be the radio station. That loose Loomis ain't gonna fucking make me fall for his gag.
All right, guys, last call. Now would be a good time to check on if your kids are alive. Hey, I think McGillicuddy's might still be open. You could do a fucking little after party.
It's 10 o'clock. Are your children dead?
Hey, he asked that. He didn't say it was last call. we could be fine.
Last call? No, I'm good. I'll make the call later. Give me a beer.
Fine. She's also, they're saying teenagers. Laurie's only 17. Teenager. Fuck.
She's the age of a teen. Oh no.
Oh my God. Now I'm getting really sad. My daughter might be dead. Give me a drink.
No, honey, don't touch the answering machine. It might be the Columbia House people.
Honey, she's played by at least someone who's a 20 teen, all right? It's fine.
She's gonna be fine.
She's good.
She's a great baby.
Oh, God.
But, so yeah, they can't get in touch with their parents. Jimmy is just touching this girl while she's sleeping.
And it's a weird, like, she does wake up and he starts telling her what happened. So it's kind of a weird thing to see. Like, this scene is Jamie Lee Curtis being explained what the movie Halloween is about. Which is sort of weird. But that all happens, whatever. And then here it comes, fellas. She uttered this, and I was like, oh, yeah, they do this in this movie. She just goes, why me? And the movie chooses to answer the question, and I do indeed disagree with that decision.
Yeah, that's not a great idea. I think I do like that. Speaking of Kill Bill, we get the head nurse has pervert alarms, so she hears Jimmy. She's like, "Wait, get out of here!"
Oh yeah, Mrs. Alves. She knows that Jimmy's a fucking finger rubber.
Well, because that's the thing. Like you think you're okay. You've got the one horny EMT guy, but he's fucking the nurse, and that's whatever. It's like, not Jimmy too. God damn these horny EMTs.
sure wish a fucking slasher movie villain would come here and straighten this place out.
We also meet the nurse who gets naked. Jill. It's a weird scene. I guess sort of setting her up to maybe they kind of do a thing with her and the blonde nurse of like, ooh, maybe one of these are going to be the new quote unquote final girl kind of. I think that's what we're doing because we watch her like come out of a Halloween party and she's like, that was the worst Halloween party I've ever been to. I'm going to be late for work. So you're like, oh, who is this character?
Yes.
Oh, so you drank before coming to work. That's good.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Is she the one that's kind of late? Like Mrs. Alves is giving her shit? Yes. Or is that the other one?
It's her. Yeah. She's like, you're a good nurse, but you're always late. You're always drunk. Stop drinking with the Strodes.
You drink a little before work, just a little, just to get a pep in your step. There's nothing wrong with that.
Just a tiny little bit of the Canadian Miss.
If you're not moving heavy machinery, there's nothing.
Yeah, if you're tip typing at a keyboard.
Fine. Yeah, exactly. If you've got an email job, it's okay.
If this is the 15th consecutive year of you not selling the Moyer's house,
right?
You might as well get a little loaded, dude.
Sure.
I feel like rewatching another round right now for some reason.
I would love to do that.
So things starting to get a little spooky around the hospital, folks, because that phone line's been cut.
Mm-hmm. Number one. Stop everything. Like literally, I mean,
it's a hospital without a fucking phone.
It reminds me so much of the Simpsons episode when like Wiggum is opening up the police station. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just sort of like it's just because it's so incongruous with how police stations work.
Yeah.
And that's what this is like. There's no waiting room of like even like yes, there are quiet country hospitals, etc. There's always somebody in the waiting room like fucking.
It's Halloween night.
Thank you. Yes.
For God's sake, it's second to Christmas.
Yes,
that's
totally.
it.
I mean,
People are
the drunk driving, the binge drinking, the razor blade eating.
Yes, please, the stickers. My God, the stickers.
The whole.
We got another sticker. Code blue. It's a sticker.
The whole town must be drunk because an angry mob gathers. It's kind of like a Simpsons episode. It's just throwing rocks at the Michael Myers house.
Fuck you, house.
Yeah.
And you know what? The way that this happens in this movie.
This is kind of an Evil Dies Tonight a little bit.
It is.
And I was just going to say, though, it's done better here
than
in Halloween Kills because a bunch of assholes don't have a fucking catchphrase.
Yeah, it's that one. It's like we're at a football game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like 2 scenes in this movie. I'm good with that. If it's just part of the menagerie,
because I get it. It's like 12 people on the lawn. They're throwing rocks. You see the cop literally give up trying to stop them. Excellent.
Well,
I got it.
I mean, that's the thing. You were talking about like this. It is echoed in Halloween Kills. So much of it, like as they go on, they just do not want to think about anything. They do not want to make up a new thing at all. Like the fact that is happening. The hospital, a lot of the hospital deaths remind me of what's happening in the zombie remake of Halloween 2.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's been more than a minute since I've rewatched that.
Yeah, like since theaters for me, and I didn't like that one, but maybe I need to go back.
That
it's my second favorite zombie movie, which isn't saying much, but it's saying.
So Monsters number 1.
Yes.
No, has anyone watched that yet at the time of this recording?
No. Oh, please, Field Report.
It's not very good.
Yeah, you don't.
I say that as a pretty big fan.
Oh my! Wait, the guy who never did a good movie didn't make a good movie.
Did 2 good movies, Eric.
Thank you.
Okay, Halloween 2 and what?
Lords of
Salem.
Oh right,
Great.
I haven't actually. I did not see that one.
And you would like that movie, dude. You should check it out.
I need to check it out, but I just.
I know. No, I know because I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That movie, 0% hellbilly stink all over it.
Really? I think that's what it was about.
And also one of the few, like, truly of American, maybe one of 10 great American witch movies.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen often.
Yep.
We don't do those well.
I will check it out.
The Polish do them much better.
Of course.
That's right, because they are witches.
half of them are witches.
Yeah.
But whatever. So like they're hucking things. Poor Sheriff Brackett. I gotta say, this deputy really beefs this line. It's just like, sir, because it's right after Ben Tramer gets fucking annihilated. The humanity. And he's like, sir, they found 3 bodies at the Myers house. And one of them, it was Annie. And it's like, oh, dude.
Yeah, but you know
Take
what,
two.
dude?
Take 2, Mr. Rosenthal.
No, I didn't. Fucking Loomis shit.
You let him out.
Eddie's not dead.
I didn't do anything. You did that. That was you. I was getting pizza.
I will tell you this, Steve. I think you're right, but also there's something about that delivery that ever since I've seen this movie, which the first time I watched this was at circa 1999, maybe something like that, 98, 99. I have always remembered that dude's fucking botched delivery. Yes. It has stuck with me.
I mean, that's because you have to imagine. It's a very operatic moment in this fucking peaceful mode. Like, you imagine there had to be all these guys coming around with like matchsticks. Like, all right, who's gonna tell him?
Totally.
Oh God, we gave him to the one guy who can't speak.
And the thing is, he sees his daughter Nancy Loomis gets a little cameo here with her throat cut. That's fun for her, and and then he's like, "Damn you for letting him out." You let him out, and then like goes away. But I want a third act for that character. Yes. I need him to come back.
That would
he needs
be nice.
to come back.
Weird that he doesn't.
Yes, because he's such a great presence, and like he's in the beginning, and like you never doesn't do anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
what? He should be the one that goes up in the fireball.
It'd be cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
or he's the one that comes back and is like, "Hey, the governor wants you arrested," instead of Marion, which like. Doesn't make any sense.
It just he just needs something. And obviously,
when Marion shows up, I'm like, who's this?
It's a real who's this,
dude? So does Dr. Loomis. We will get to it, but that is a really weird part of the movie.
But so like now back at the hospital,
we got to. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's it.
No, I was just gonna say now because the phone's out. They're like, "Hey, security guard, we're going to humiliate before you're inevitably murdered. Why don't you go check it out?"
Oliver Hardy's security.
This dude, Mr. Barrett, the security guard. Now, Chris Cabin, you were hiding this from us off the air. So tell us right now.
This might just be a me thing, but because it is a family favorite, I love this movie. If anybody remembers the movie Mouse Hunt, at the beginning, when a fat man consumes a digital cockroach, it is this man.
Oh, wow.
He's playing the governor in that. and that's how Nathan Lane loses his job, ends up at the string with the house and all
weird.
that such.
Okay.
Yes. But I noticed him from the mustache.
He's got this mustache. It's not quite a Hitler mustache, not quite an Oliver Hardy mustache, but it's kind of going into the mouth a little bit.
It's just because his face is really too big. I think that's really the issue.
I'll tell you what, though, Steve, if this Mr. Barrett wasn't a security guard, but he was dressed up and had the Oliver Hardy hat on, you would think it's a dead ringer.
Yes.
Because the mustache ain't that far.
It's not
Wait
that
a
far.
second, and Michael Myers kind of looks like the
Stan
skinny,
Laurel.
Yeah, exactly, the skinny fella there.
But the thing is like I don't know what
this is a fine mess, Stan. Ouch, my head! A hammer into it.
I mean, with the mustache, like I kind of get because, like, you don't want the Yosemite Sam. You're not from Texas,
sure.
But if you try to do a full beard, you've got. I mean, quite a lot of face, and a lot of it is, let's be honest here, jelly-like.
Yeah, sure.
So you just have the stubble on that, and it's like if you dropped shaved pubes on like a Jell-O mold. Like it's just going. It doesn't look good. Yeah. This looks at least serviceable.
You don't want
professional look.
Yes, that's
a brunette Santa Claus is probably not great.
No, it is not. I don't think so and it will get eventually if he powers through, it will get somewhere good.
Well,
but that is at least 6 months.
Well, so this guy has to like go missing, like fake his own abduction or something.
Absolutely.
Come back, and then you're like, wow, what a handsome beard you have, Mr. Barrett.
Honestly, would have saved his life.
God bless the mid to late aughts for being like, you know what, beards for everybody. Everybody gets beards, and every fat guy's like, yes.
And finally, I'm going to grow this beard, and then I have the confidence to go out on stage and do long form improv.
Oh, and just a gentle reminder, flannel.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Excellent.
But so like this guy fucking humiliated, like he's walking around this place. He gets spooked by a cat at one point.
Oh man, the cat is good.
He fucking falls in a pile of garbage. Like he opens a door and a bunch of garbage falls on him. And then when like he's very suspicious about something being afoot, he calls like on the radio to a nurse or something, and he's such a fucking coward. He's just like, "You gotta get on the phone. You gotta call the sheriff's station right now."
Well, this is his own fault because because there's like 6 people working at this enormous hospital.
Right.
He grabs one of the night nurses, who I don't believe. I guess she must die at some point.
We were trying to figure that out. We couldn't remember if she dies or not.
I think she gets killed with the doctor
with the syringe. She's syringe girl.
Right.
Oh, that's right. In his office.
The doctor gets it in the eye, and then she gets it like through the temple or something.
Yeah, it's pretty serious. Right. But so she's like, Mr. Garrett, I don't understand how to work this radio. Then you have to stop and be like, all right, Marcy, this is how it works. You know what I mean? Like, because then if she doesn't know how to work the radio, she can't work the radio. And it doesn't make sense that anyone's working the radio.
But we were going to teach her today.
We had to cancel really quick. Yeah.
We had a whole month to teach her how to do this radio.
But then it couldn't work. Yeah, we can't do the radio today, so we're going to die.
No, yeah, we know it's a big part of working at a hospital, but we just didn't get to it. We're sorry.
No, oops.
It's also like kind of surprising that he's the only security guard. And again, like sure, it's a small town, whatever, but like single security guard on Halloween night. Once again, folks.
I wonder if they have an on-call security guard for when they get like 5 patients versus 2 or
We're really filling up in here.
But so he gets the hammer in the head because he notices the phone lines have been cut and all this stuff.
The cat jumps on him from the dumpster at one point. A little scare.
I mean, that's the thing. They're just humiliating this guy. It's like, he should like not be able to get it up before fucking Michael Myers kills him. Also, just to fucking run the trifecta.
What? Or a good old fashioned pant splitting.
There you go.
Totally that could happen.
Absolutely.
Or here's another embarrassing one. I fell in mud.
Yeah.
Like that could do it.
He picks up like a bit in eclair out of the trash and gives it a...
Oh, yeah, definitely bring food into it to humiliate him.
But I will say the hammer in the head is really good.
It is.
It's a good kill.
The only thing that could top that is that they gave him like the Mo Howard of the poke in the eyes. You know?
I would like that also.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
While this is going on, Ben Tramer's body is down at the morgue, and we got this dentist in this comfortably dressed dentist.
This dentist who just flew in from a Woody Allen movie. He's got a sweater on over the burnt corpse.
By the way, scarier movie, a Woody Allen production.
Yes.
That's a real monster on set.
It's a rainy day in Haddonfield.
Evil dies tonight.
You can't stop him. You don't understand. He directs movies.
I'm walking around your town.
Yeah, I'm going to go there for Halloween and play the clarinet.
Ooh, is there a high school there? Excellent.
Did you shoot him? Did you see him when you got the clarinet? Did you shoot him?
I shot him 6 times, and he directed another movie last year. How did he do it, Sheriff?
I shot him 6 times, and he turned around and put a Django Reinhardt CD on.
I shot him 6 times, and then 6 more times, and he was still eating lunch at Saber's.
Evil will never die tonight, apparently.
Yeah. Well, he'll go eventually.
That was the funniest in the age of we are racing to get out any little entertainment turd bit onto the internet for the clicks and the lukes and everything, right?
Turd bit.
That was the funniest thing, where it was like, after this next movie that no one's going to fucking see that he's currently directing in Paris, Woody Allen will stop making movies. And it was like, all right, well, that's fine.
That's nice. Thank you.
He's in his mid-80s. Nobody sees those movies anyway.
Yeah.
He hasn't had an original idea in 40 years. Who gives a fuck? Okay. And then it was like less than 12 hours later, new headline. No, I'm not.
I didn't hear that.
He's going
joking.
He's going down swinging. He's going to annoy you to death.
Michael Myers died in a hospital explosion. No, I didn't.
Have you seen Rifkin's Festival?
So bad.
Right after Haddonfield, I went out and I directed a wonderful movie with my friend Wallace Shaw.
Well, I think it was weird because in general morbid curiosity, I was like, it was like a couple months ago, he did a fucking Instagram live with Alec Baldwin.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That is amazing.
God damn, I hate that we were both like, yeah, I'm tuning in.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta check out this fucking train wreck. But part of it in that was Alec Baldwin asked him, like, so when are you gonna stop making movies? And he said, like, pretty soon, like, I want to write books. Nobody watches. It was kind of funny because he was like, yeah, no one's watching movies anymore. And I was like, no one's watching your movies anymore.
So let me ask you something. What's the youngest you ever scored?
Now, Woody, have you seen this film, The Human Centipede?
Yeah, here's your DVD back.
It's a masterpiece.
It reminded me a lot about you, actually.
I found the third one very political.
I tried to watch a bootleg of the Onanier Club, but it turned me off because they were all way too old.
You know, Hollywood doesn't do controversial anymore.
But so whatever, that guy's dead.
Dead as a fucking doornail.
Meanwhile, it turns into a ski movie, like ski school for 5 seconds with this fucking with the EMT and the nurse, where she's like, she goes in, we get like a fake scare where like you think it's Michael Myers, but no, I want to fuck you, and she's like,
it's almost scarier as a matter of fact.
But she's like, yeah, I did 6 years in nursing school, or 3 years in nursing school. I make $30,000 in a time when that meant a lot of money. Yeah, let me just throw that away by fucking this EMT on the job. Let me just throw that right away.
It's Halloween night, the famously empty hospital.
It's a ghost hospital.
Your boss is giving you shit about being late. It's like, what am I getting railed in a tub?
But that tub is beautiful. It is huge.
Look, first of all, here's the thing.
She's got things that are huge.
Here's the thing. I don't think we're doing penetration in a hot tub.
Okay.
And I don't think this guy is looking for penetration in a hot tub. This dude, Bud. Okay, this guy just wants to get jerked off in a hot tub. Okay. He doesn't care about this lady.
We should see something bubble to the surface.
They barely have time because once they're in there, Michael starts cranking up the temperature.
The transition, he comes, it drifts to the surface.
Sure.
And it makes out like a Michael Myers mask, got little holes for eyes.
Just the top. It's like a film. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh my God, look at and then it's also a reflection of him, and he's there. Oh no.
It's like Jim Carrey with the chicken skin from Cable Guy.
He's playing around. He's screwing with the temperature. Someone takes a shower. He's flushing the toilet. He's having fun with it.
So you're going to come out? Are you going to come out or what?
I'm Michael Myers, and this is Halloween Jackass. Toilet flush.
He's just carrying an alligator into the tub.
I'm Michael Myers, and this is me murdering my sister.
That's cool.
I
filled this porta potty full of spikes, and then we're gonna launch it with Steve-O in it, and see how murdered he is.
Dude, it would be awesome, right? It's like the bit from Jackass Forever where it's like the fucking room is completely black and they have to walk through it, and it's all the pots and pans are hanging. God damn it! Oh god damn it! Oh god damn it!
I'm gonna fucking mess that Knoxville up. I am sick of this shit. But so Bud goes out because she's like, it's really hot. She's naked at this point. FYI, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
nice.
Check Mr. Skin for that. And he goes to go check on the temperature. He gets garroted pretty good here.
This is pretty good, and it's like behind frosted glass, which is pretty nice. And I guess we're to believe that like the motor on this hot tub and the BTUs flowing through this thing, I guess is the reason why this poor woman doesn't hear, one, the horrible murder that takes place 3 feet behind her, and then two, the door opening and him like walking up.
I thought like she thought it was Bud.
Is this the one? Like she kisses his finger.
Yes.
Like,
I'll make it up
his
to you,
hand.
Mr. Bud. And it's like, dude, he must smell and taste like shit and the dog he's been eating all night.
Yes, there's a lot of dirt on those fingers for sure.
I'll make this dinner for two.
Is that fur? What did you have?
But like, it's one of those dumb, and again, it's a horror movie, and this is a dumb thing to gripe about, but like, you're sitting someplace, someone opens the door, even though if I know like Steve and I are the only two people in a facility, I'm going to turn around and be like, hey, Steve, turn your ass around, lady.
I mean, I guess so. You would want to look back and look at that beautiful face. I mean, I forget what actor this is. He looks like he sings for Journey.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That's the face.
He does kind of look a little Steve Perry-esque. I can see that.
Speaking of faces, hers gets burned.
Well, because he sets the
he flakes off.
He sets the tub to scalding, by the way.
Sure.
Why did we put this here?
It's a medical reason.
Yeah, you want to scald flesh.
And you're going to want to scald that wart off.
And he's dumping her head in. His hand would be fucking scalded as well.
He doesn't care. He got shot 6 times.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think, a similar-ish kill happens in the film Jason X. And when that happens, like he puts the lady's face in like the whatever frozen solution
like
there.
liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, liquid nitrogen.
Yeah.
But it's clearly just the face, and they do a good job of making it so it's like a sink where it's only the face. Here's the thing with this pool. They only put the makeup on her face, but his hand and forearm, but also like
her breast.
This entire woman's like front chest, everything is going in there.
Yeah.
It's just a weird, not consistent makeup
I feel
effect.
like if you start doing like scalded tits, you're getting NC-17.
You definitely are. And it's all totally fine, but it's just, it was a thing I noticed last night. I was like, why not his arm and why not the rest of her that's going for a swim right now?
Well, you should have scalded him 6 times. One time won't do it. That hand can regrow skin.
Oh, we didn't talk about, they're in the dental office, and then the dentist is like, there's no fillings. I would guess this kid's probably like 17, 18. He's like, oh, damn.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. DDS. Michael Myers was 21. Big difference in teeth or what?
I mean, he had a great smile. That's Michael Myers, I think.
Let me ask you this, dentist. How does one break out of jail? I'm going to need a quick out because I think the electric chairs are singing my song.
Ben Tramer wasn't an orphan by any chance, was he? Damn.
He got plants fentanyl on him.
You see, he was up to no good.
His grandfather was the congressman. Okay, where is that bike? Does anybody have a gun?
Old Loomis is going to be hitting the old dusty trail pretty soon.
This is around the time where he finds like the Sam Hain thing.
They're like, oh my God, Michael Myers went to school for some reason.
Yeah.
They go there.
And then I guess this will feed into the latter sequels, druid magic stuff.
Yeah, I guess this is where we're starting it off, right? But they're at the school at one point. There's like, oh, he broke into this and like, for what and for who, Michael? I don't understand this.
Yes.
But it's like, oh, he broke in through this window. Here's some blood on a desk. Here's this knife that's like, sticking up like from the teacher's desk. They look at it. The knife, it's like a little crayon drawing of a family.
Yeah.
And the knife is through what appears to be drawn to be a little girl. And he just goes, sister. And I was like, oh. No.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, Jamie Lee Curtis, who is literally sleeping through most of this movie, is having dreams about, her mom is just like, yeah, you're adopted. Get out of here. See?
Don't ask me ever again. And I'm not your real mother. Something like that. And it's weird only because like in the first movie, the only interaction you see with her Strode parents is at the beginning when the dad's like, drop those keys off now or whatever. But this sets up a whole, like, she had a really fucking horrible childhood.
Yes. Well, maybe that's what they're at the fucking country club just getting wasted. Like, hey, Paul and Linda, don't you want to check out what's going on with Laura, your daughter? Adopted daughter. Another Tom Collins here, dude.
Yeah, Freddie, you got to use air quotes when you say that about Lori Collins, me bitch.
I've done enough. You didn't take her in, Jerry.
Oh, did you just say Laurie Strode? Don't you mean Laurie Miller? That's your name. That's your name.
Excuse me, are we adopting daughters here? Could I sign up?
So
wow.
What happens to the Myers, Mr. and Mrs. Myers? Do we ever find that out? Like
they just say that
dead.
they died at some point. Like they died 2 years after the murder or something like that.
Yeah, they don't get full William Forsythe.
Got it. It's I guess it's a Drederick Tatum. Yeah, I believe that they would die of grief.
Yeah,
exactly.
But so whatever. Now he's just kind of rampaging to the hospital. There is the doctor scene because it's like, oh man, what happened? I think Lori has another complication with the medication. She goes like catatonic for a second, which I think is like coincides with her remembering she's adopted and sort of seeing herself visit some young man in a institution somewhere. Dot.
Yeah, and then we need to have several 3-minute sensines of a nurse walking silently down a corridor.
Yeah, sure, dude.
And then cutting and then not seeing the thing until later. Because I think this
creepy.
is when
it's called atmosphere.
I guess so, but it's mostly just boring. Because that's what happened with Nurse Evans is she gets she's just walking around and then all of a sudden it's gone and then 10 minutes later they find her with the weird drip blood drip thing.
He puts in. This is kind of impressive that Michael
it's
Myers
awesome.
knows
It's
how
kind
to
of a
do
Hannibal thing.
He puts an IV in her, and to like draw blood, and then just lets it draw out onto the floor. But like, so those blood drips that we're seeing throughout the movie, it's all very like Jalo, because that's like a red.
Yeah.
Is that all supposed to be from this poor Nurse Alves here?
I guess so.
That's what I have to assume. Because who's getting the drops?
But they also edit it into Laurie like sitting in the bed being weird. So I don't know. It's just very odd.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, because that's literally the only thing I can think of why a blood drop like that would be shown like that.
Right.
And in such a way. So, like, I'm like, well, where else is it? It's not like anybody else is just being bled to death.
But if you're constantly referencing that drip, it only makes sense if, like, Laurie or Michael himself goes flying on it at some point, right? The fact that it's this dude Jimmy later in the film just slips on it, it's like, all right.
I kind of like
Jimmy.
This guy, because he's always just getting into no good and putting his nose where it doesn't belong. So, so he slips on this blood and he bangs his head. I guess he kind of gets a concussion type of thing.
He's out for most of the movie. Yeah. And then, we meet the doctor. He's got a fucking syringe in his eye. The other nurse gets it. It's a good kill in the side of the head there.
Yeah. I mean, because you're like, he's jamming this needle through the skull. I mean, your temple doesn't have a lot of padding there. That's fucking brutal.
And it looks like he's trying to make some room in there too.
Yeah.
He's like wiggling it around a bit.
The thing that we skipped over that I do think it's one of the funniest parts of this movie is when they are at the school and he gives this whole fucking spiel about what the Druids did with the end of October and this, that, and the other thing.
I think that's a little later in the car, but yes, his spiel is great.
Well, he's explaining it all here because it's written on the chalkboard and some cop's like, looks like they tried to write some gibberish here. And he's like, no, it's actually a word. After all that happens, you hear, oh, Dr. Loomis, and here's this Nurse Marion, and it is Donald Pleasance looking at this woman that he has seen just a few hours ago. I know his life has gone to shit, sure. But like it's only a few hours ago, and he's like, what? Oh, it's you. I didn't recognize you. What are you doing here? And it's like, well,
okay.
what do you think she's doing here?
I mean, just think about it for a minute. I've been dealing with the murderer of the century. So maybe I forgot about it.
Oh, good. You're here. Do you know I shot Michael Myers? Guess how many times I shot him?
And do you know that the Druid priests used to do fire rituals? It was insane. They'd take animals, they'd burn them alive to see omens of the future. The future.
And you see, the barriers will be down. We know all I can do.
The dead might be looking in.
What's weird, though, is that whole like, oh, it's you. What are you doing here? In the look to our commentary for it, that 1980 Friday the 13th, the guy who's running the camp, Steve Christie, I think his name is, like the dude who looks like Richard Dreyfuss. There's a part in the movie, like towards the end, where it's raining. He's got his like Dennis Nedry raincoat on, and he's trying to do something outside, and it's Mrs. Voorhees, like POV, you don't know, and he literally says, "Oh, it's you. What are you doing here?" Like it's almost the exact same line, and I was like, "That's very weird."
When he dies, does he do it?
He kind of gets like a
well. I want the Nedry.
What am I doing here? I've been deputized by the governor to get you out of this town. The governor had a meeting about you. All right? The governor of this entire state.
Well, tell the governor that Sam Hain isn't evil spirits, goblins, ghosts, or witches. It is the unconscious mind that's dark within us.
That's why you got to come with us, Dr.
I'm pretty sure if you told him that, he would kill you himself. He might take a gun out and shoot you.
They're not goblins.
I just want I want the conversation of this marshal and the nurse driving down to Haddonfield.
Yeah.
So how crazy is this doc? Oh, he's nuts.
They should have redone it so they could mirror the opening scene from the first movie.
Yes.
So when we pick up this crazy doctor, how much are you gonna fucking pump into him?
Actually, he was a patient. He wasn't a doctor. He calls himself a doctor. He escaped the same fucking night.
Dude, that is the fucking great twist for this movie, right? It's like the town's fucking going crazy. Ben Tramer's on fucking fire. People are dead, blah, blah, blah. Fucking sexy ass sports car just flies into Haddonfield. Person gets out of the car. Detective comes over. Oh, and who are you, sir? And may I say, you're very handsome. Oh, me? Well, I'm Dr. Sam Loomis. And Pleasance is pretending the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'd like that.
Good sequel switch up there, man.
That's a good. It's kind of a better twist than the brother and sister, honestly. But yeah, so like they're like, you have to leave this town right now.
Michael, remember when you stole my lunch at the sanitarium?
Look,
this is payback.
The governor.
That was my fruit cup, you evil son of a bitch.
Look, the governor wanted to put you backwards on a mule naked and spank it until it was out of town. Okay? I had to negotiate to just drive you out.
Yeah, the state senate, everyone got woke up. What you've been doing tonight woke up everybody in the higher ups of Illinois government. And you now have to leave Haddonfield. And you can never come back, honestly.
No.
Never, ever come back.
Well, maybe I can.
No, you know you can't. Never, don't even think about it.
Oh, you haven't heard of the sequels, have you?
And now I'll just put a gun to a cop's head.
Because they're driving. Man. And look, here's the thing. She's like, I shouldn't be telling you this, Dr. Loomis. No, you shouldn't.
No.
It's catnip to this crazy fuck. She's like, there's always this secret file that you never knew about. He's like, what's secret? And he is going on goblins and other things. What secret file? Wait, it's about goblins?
I assure you, Sheriff, this is not about goblins or werewolves or Draculias.
I'm very sorry, Sheriff. I had a few with Mr. Strode. He was celebrating his daughter being in the hospital.
And now what's this about the goblin file? Go on.
No, it's not a goblin. Listen to me. It's not a goblin file.
I've seen every goblin file there is. Don't tell me there's a secret goblin file.
You're misunderstanding. You said goblin. I never said it.
Did they catch Michael in bed with one?
But no, it's a secret.
Sheriff, they're turning the frickin' frogs gay.
Sure, Dr. Loomis.
Can't get blood from a stone. Broke.
My wife and children have divorced. I was eating chili, you see. No, but so and so secret file, and no one knew about it, but it was sealed for some reason, and Dr. Loomis never had it. And it said that Laurie Strode is actually Laurie Myers. She's actually the younger sister.
Bum.
And if you're this marshal and you're tasked with escorting an insane doctor out of town, you're like, hey, sir, are you packing?
Yep.
You packing tonight? That's the question before you get in this cruiser.
A pat down, please.
Yes, exactly. Sure. No, but he didn't do that. So he holds a gun to this guy's head. He's like, do you have any idea how much trouble you're going to get into? He's like, oh, I'll know. You usually fire a warning shot, don't you, motherfucker? And he shoots out this window, and it's like, dude, this guy knows he's dying tonight.
Now we're all deaf for the next 2 hours. Thanks.
That's why this fucking marshal gets snuck up on and killed later. He can't even shit.
Well, no, we'll get to him and getting killed. He fucking has his own fucking face in this.
Yeah, but so he's like, we're going back to the hospital. Where is Laurie Strode? Right now, the hospital. Let's go. And they're going, and meanwhile, any other big deaths? So Jimmy falls.
Jimmy. Yeah, he goes, covered blood and everything. All the nurses, almost.
Doctor and the syringes got covered.
Oh, the thing I wanted to say about the nurse that gets the syringe in the forehead. Hey, Dean Cundy, dude, fucking apes himself in this movie, but it works awesomely. In this office scene, he does the same turn that light on, like very, very slowly turn it up and illuminates his face. But the cool thing is, you're in this fucking like really nice leather-bound chair doctor's office, and instead of a blue lamp, he uses like a very warm kind of like yellow-orange. Yeah. It makes it look like we're in Don Corleone's office and fucking Michael Myers is there. It's pretty cool.
I would have loved it if Don Corleone had an aquarium in his place. That just says something strange about him.
Michael Corleone comes in. Hey, we got to move my father. Come on, you're a big guy. Come help me move my father. Here, put this hat on. Pretend you got a gun.
All right, you're here to visit your sister, huh? Okay.
So before Slippin' Jimmy falls, he gets this blonde nurse like, hey, I think everyone's been dying at this sleepy hospital.
Yes.
We need to, you know what? Why don't you drive up the road and just find some help and get us help? And she goes, and all the cars have been flat tires, and they've also like the transmissions have been ripped out or whatever else. And she comes back. She's like, he's done a prank on all of our cars.
Yeah.
He's pranked our cars.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the jackass element right there.
Sugar in the gas. Oh, I go to the commissary, get some sugar. Sugar in this gas tank. Sugar in this gas tank.
Good
I'll
luck
never see it coming.
And this is where Laurie's trying to start the car where slipping Jimmy kind of falls asleep here and presumably dead.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if not, he actually might have lucked into it. Like he might just get out of this with severe brain damage. Rather than with his life. He might have his life because he looks dead.
This moment with Laurie in the car is actually one of the I think one of the most successfully tense parts of the film because she limps out the hospital and gets into one of these cars and she's hiding like on the floor on the passenger side. And he is up like walking the parking lot, like combing, and you can see like he's right fucking there, and she's really getting under that, and then it's like boom, door opens, and it's Jimmy, has no fucking clue. And he's like, oh, come on, we're gonna draw assolables.
His head falls on the horn, she pulls it back.
Yeah, but you're right. He definitely would have severe brain damage.
Oh yeah, it's either dead or just like I don't know. He might not be an EMT for much longer.
Apparently, there's an alternate ending to this movie where he's alive and he has like bandages on his head, and he's like they're like kind of in it together, like as a nice moment, I guess. But then
in it together. Not Michael Myers.
Oh no!
Laurie,
Him and Gloria are in the ambulance together. Like,
Still, I think math has given him some trouble.
Yes.
I guess that happened to me once.
Sorry.
She like run. Well, no. Loomis shows up, cold on the trail, runs into the hospital, even though Myers is outside.
Yeah.
And then she tries to run into the hospital, and then the great shot of Michael Myers just walking through this plate glass door.
Dude, it's the most Terminator he's ever been, and it rules.
Yep.
It's great.
It's really cool. He just walks right through it. I remember the first time seeing this movie, truly not expecting that to happen.
Yes.
You know?
And meanwhile, Loomis shoots him again 4 or 5 more times. I don't know if he's going to add it to the story at this point.
That's a baker's dozen.
You know what? This guy's always in here talking. I fucking shot him 6 times. Now he's in here. Oh, now it's magically 8 times. Oh, big hero doctor shot evil 8 times.
Then he asked for a discount on his milkshake.
Did we say that this Nurse Jill, when she comes back in, she's like, they pranked us and whatnot, and then he comes out with a scalpel and jams it into her spine?
Yes. And
that's like kind of around here.
Does the Arkin.
And then the shoes fall off. Fuck. Oh, my God.
They're watching that tennis shoe drop.
I do love the
The
lift
white
up.
stockings. The white stockings.
The what?
How she's lifted up, it's fucking great.
It's Arkin.
He makes
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's a lot of good use of just this tiny little scalpel, though.
I would think that would go right through. I mean, it'd be pretty terrible. But.
Adam Arkin, who you're referencing in Halloween H2O, similar death, but that's at least with a huge fucking kitchen knife. True. There's something to support that Arkin puppet that he's making.
Well, in the first movie, he nails Bob to the
that's also
door.
another physics-defying kill. You're right.
Well, knives were dull back then.
It would be funny if he does that to Bob. He puts it in, and the body just starts like slowly going down. It's like, no, you're ruining it. You're ruining it.
Gets a few more knives to start stabbing it up.
What else can I put it? Oh, this is a sharpener. Okay, in there.
One man. This fucking security guard, by the way, one last grand indignity for this character is like, again, Jamie Lee Curtis running around this hospital. She's running through like a boiler room area at one point. I think I might be going all over the place. I think this is how she gets outside initially before she goes in the car. And he's, swiping at her or whatever. As she is trying to climb up these boxes to get to this window, she just looks, and there is this security guard who, after getting the hammer through the head, has been hanged with an electrical cord.
Yeah,
I like that. He double taps on his victims. It's great.
He's an entertainer. He wants you. There's got to be some staging, like the nurse just being there. He could have just killed her, left her there, but he bled her out. He put her in a weird position on the gurney. And he works at it.
He does the same thing with the doctor. He's got like, it'd be funny if everyone's going to think this doctor is working on a letter, but actually he's been dead for hours.
They're going to think he has a hearing problem.
They're going to do that thing where they tap your shoulder and turn it around and big Halloween surprise, motherfucker.
I love that so much. I love when they do that.
So you are totally right, Chris Cowan, because this is where, yes, this Marshall, his own death is his own fault.
That's great.
100%.
Loomis lays this dude out. He shoots him in the face again. Michael drops, and then the guy's just like, "See, he's dead." And Loomis like, "Get your ass away from there!"
And here, I'll split the blame. Loomis should take a television and Dan Aykroyd and Grosse Point Blank this thing into a mess.
Give him the old Stu Mocker, dude. Boom.
Boom, da boom, da boom, da boom. Just fucking decimate it.
And immediately, you got
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Popcorn.
All right, what's the hospital? What can we do to burn this body? Is there a crematorium, Marshall?
Any heavy weaponry? Anything that is used in a construction site?
We got a scalding bathtub.
Ooh, that sounds pretty sharp.
Any cinder box around?
Oh, you know what? We got a huge room full of tanks of gas. Will that do it?
Let's lead him there. So this guy is like, look, he's dead. Let me put my mouth on his.
Has anybody poked this body? Here I go.
Listen, I'm so sure he's dead. I'm going to go nose to nose with him.
Don't they teach you that at the police academy? The best way to check if someone's dead is kiss him.
He's not breathing. I'm kissing him, and he's not kissing back.
No, son. You do not hold the sunglasses up to their mouth to see if they're breathing. You try to kiss them.
So Myers
Michael, mistletoe.
He just slits his throat like instantly. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, this dude fucking goes down. That's the end of the helpful Marshall from the film, who kind of looks like Vincent. Get off my train.
Vincent Chiavelli. Yeah, he does.
A little bit like Vincent Chiavelli. Yeah,
I can see that.
He also has a great line because as they're going into the hospital, he's like, "Now, Marshall, can I count on you to help me take down this unholy evil man?" He's like, well, the only thing I could lose is my job. Hell yeah.
And right after that is when he then turns to the nurse and he goes, "And you stay by close to me and shut up."
Well, Dr. Loomis, my daughter was murdered. I have 3 officers left after tonight. So you know what? Yeah, let's go. Let's go to hell with this motherfucker.
This should have just been Sheriff Brackett.
Yes.
Because it's a good finality to their relationship. Like, now I have to bring you out of town, blah, blah, blah.
Something or like, just when everything seems darkest, here comes Sheriff Brackett. He has a moment. Maybe he drives through the hospital doors.
Ooh, that would be something.
I don't know. I kind of like Loomis's plan here. Getting rid of him. It has some kinks in it because he's an immortal monster, but I think it's pretty good.
It actually works out nicely because, here we were in 2021, the great Halloween Kills comes out, and Lee Cypher, I think is the guy's name, like still alive. Charles Cyphers, rather.
Right, yeah.
He's able to be in this movie, to come in and say basically 2 things in the film. 1, I'm here for the Halloween reunion / open mic. And 2, Evil Dies Tonight.
Evil Dies Tonight.
Of course.
It's the 2 things. So thank God they didn't kill him in this movie. Just so that could fucking happen.
They're like kind of run around the hospital now. It's just what you would call it. The nurse goes to call for help on the radio, so at least maybe cops are finally fucking gonna.
Maybe.
Just even in just general, wouldn't some cops swing by the hospital with all the goings on tonight?
Yeah, totally.
Nah.
But again, I think they're running out of officers. They're getting killed at a clip.
But look, if the marshal is coming in at the behest of the governor, look, I fucking saw Blues Brothers. I know Illinois got a lot of state police.
It's the Grand Theft Auto thing. Then you get the state police. Then you get the National Guard. He's killing. Yeah.
Oh no! A helicopter is coming after me.
Fucking 5 stars, Marshal. Damn you!
The governor's pissed. I just want the governor the next day so he exploded in a hospital. How? I know the guy that you said is dead, and please send to the family. How do you fuck that up?
Yeah.
He's 5'3" and 70 years old. I just wanted him back here.
But this is pretty cool, right? This whole gas thing.
We get into the room, and what I noticed this time, man, I was watching the Scream Factory Blu-ray. Pretty good transfer. When they have the shots, so they hide in this room. It's Loomis and Laurie hide in this room, and Loomis closes the door, and it's got a little porthole, square window at the top. And Michael comes through, and it's like, "Hey, motherfucker!" And he's trying to get in. If you look at this door, Dude, I was getting flashbacks to American Movie because this is a door that is properly sliced in all the right ways so that the fucking stuntman can break through it without bashing his face against a cabinet door 8,000 times.
Oh man, I'm sorry. You got to score that better, man.
I scored it. Yeah, I scored that door and I put some salt in it.
It is. I mean, it is
ready for the grill.
It is perfectly scored in this movie. So special effects. Department for Halloween 2, 1981. Excellent job.
He rips through this door like it's fucking cardboard.
Oh,
it's two good door deaths in this movie. The glass door is good. The wood door is kind of even better. He just comes right through it like an angry dad on Christmas. Like, what the fuck is going on in here?
Now, is it Laurie or Loomis who gets the hits in the eyes?
Laurie does
because that's genius. That should I would have bet like Loomis should have been like, go for the eyes. I've shot him 6 times in the chest, and it does nothing.
It is great to see the blood running down the mask from the inside.
Yeah. Well, because because he gives her a gun. He has 2 apparently. I think maybe he gives her the marshal's gun.
Yes,
and he is like, he tries to shoot Michael, but he's out of no more bullets, and he gets scalpeled in the stomach. And then when Michael's about to go to her. Shot both. She's an expert marksman.
Oh yeah, totally, man. I mean, get her on the fucking Olympic shooting team.
Killing runs in the family.
Oh, that's how that works. Yeah, he just blood comes out of the eyes, and now he is just swiping and swiping.
And this is rad, I have to say. The killer is blinded, swiping around. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's also another very like Jalo feeling move here, which is rad.
And then we're all like. There's gas over here, Michael. Oh, I'm going to get you. There's gas over here, Michael.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
It's cool how Laurie picks up on what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's doing it.
I'm going to get my ass out of here. Goodbye.
It's a rad point because it's kind of the only time in this entire franchise really that you get to see them working in tandem to defeat him, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. And I mean... Loomis is awaited in Valhalla for this one.
Oh, absolutely.
This is incredible to just be like, oh, yeah, you think you can do this? How about I light your ass up and me too?
It's time, Michael. Ba-boom.
And the suggestion of what happens in the sequels to this now makes it very clear to me that Loomis... Whatever the monster blood that runs through Mike Myers' vein also runs through Loomis's. If he survived this thing, he walks out. He must be. He's got 17 lives.
See, they find Loomis and they're like, "Get this man to a hospital." Well, good news.
I'm Ben Kramer, actually. 17 years old.
The fact that he survived. I mean, it is a fucking world-class explosion.
Yeah.
And then you get fucking Michael Myers walking out like he just went 3 rounds with Dalsim coming out, and he falls over and he just burns.
Yeah,
it's
pretty rad.
And that's the end credits over the burning mask is great.
She gets out. I do like this foggy morning.
Yes.
It's a cool
It's pretty rad. Yeah, the ambulance drives off into the fog, and like right when it's almost totally out of range, Mr. Sandman kicks back in. A nice book ending. We should say, and I feel like I just thought of it right now, and it would have been fine if we didn't, and there would have been tweets. So I'm going to stop them now.
Oh, please.
Yes, everyone, we did indeed notice Dana Carvey in this movie
Yes.
as the assistant to the news reporter.
He's hilarious. He says nothing.
Yeah, I loved his Michael Myers impression.
Featured extra.
Yeah, but he's there, credited as assistant. He's here at the end, too. The weird thing is the blonde reporter that he's working with earlier in the film is not, because there's a deleted scene where Michael Myers hides in the trunk of her car and then murders her. But yeah, Mr. Sandman kicks in. Yeah, I do like the credits in this movie, too. Pretty cool. The burning mask and everything. Good shit.
And that should be the end of Halloween of Michael. That old Michael Myers. He ain't coming back.
And and Halloween 3 is great.
Rocks.
And it's cool that they made that move, and it's
unfortunate that they gave up on it.
They
reneged. They went back to the well.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would have been cool to see something else. Like I don't know what it would be.
Even if it's just another slasher.
Yeah, sure.
A totally different type of thing. If it's just a regular guy or a different, obviously a different mask or whatever.
Totally. I mean, here's the thing. This, Halloween Ends is coming out, around now. And this is like jerk off hand motion, the end of whatever. But like, it's kind of an opportunity to do that now. right? It's like if you're going to end this and end the Michael Myers thing, do a Halloween movie, call it Halloween Fucks or Halloween whatever. And
Halloween Fucks.
You know, a whole new story.
Give it 5 years, you'll hear Halloween Eve is coming out, and it's like, I don't know, it's going to be a female Michael Myers or something. I don't know what it will be.
There will be another Michael Myers movie for sure.
Young Loomis prestige TV series.
Of course.
Starring Tom Holland.
Oh yeah, it's called
darkest eyes like the devil's eyes.
It's called Loomis: the origin story of Michael Myers' doctor.
It's on Epics.
Yeah, and towards the end of this first season, he meets someone that's just called the Patient.
This
kid from
Season
Illinois.
Finale for sure.
Totally. Yeah. His first patient's like fucking. It's a serial killer duo with fucking Danny DeVito and Christopher Lloyd.
How did he get here? Oh well, he was in a comet and he crashed, and and he was inside the comet.
You don't understand. He's powered by the Earth, son. Do you have any kryptonite, Sheriff? There is a Superman coming to your town.
I ran him over with 8 trains, Sheriff.
A nuclear bomb only killed his girlfriend, but he flew around the world backwards and turned it around. Sheriff, it's faster than a speeding bullet.
Which I also shot at him, by the way.
He got shot with 6.
Krypton dies tonight.
Oh, yes.
Oh. That is the end of Halloween 2, folks. We'll go around the room. Final thoughts and recommendations. Chris Cabin.
Pretty good. I would absolutely recommend it. It's, of course, you cannot pay attention to the story of it. Just bail out there. Kills are great. Ben Tramer death just phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Dean Cundy shoots it, and then fucking Donald Pleasance is rocking it in this.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it's great. I'm very happy that Laurie Strode got to nap. And just after all that, I would also want to nap. So I feel for her.
It's another parallel from fucking Halloween Kills, man, because she's fucking napping in a hospital.
That's
through
a good
point. Movie too.
That is true.
Eric Siska.
Yes, and now Halloween Ends coming up, and so my voice is about to end.
Yeah,
I think, as well.
It's all the Loomis impressions. We're all dying tonight. Voices die tonight, dude.
I agree with what my esteemed colleague just spoke upon, and I think this is kind of a stone cold classic. I really enjoy it. I get the critiques. Totally fair, but it's a fun Halloween movie to me.
Boom, Steve Zadak.
It's a light recommend for me. I much prefer the Rob Zombie Halloween 2, to be quite honest.
Absolutely.
I think that movie's really good. Even if you haven't seen Halloween 1 in forever, just don't even go back to that. Just watch that Halloween 2. I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of trippy. The hospital really sags the movie. I like the beginning. I love Ben Tramer getting it. I love how unhinged Donald Pleasance is, but the hospital's a little too sleepy. It just makes the movie sag, and I really detest the brother-sister thing, and I always will, just where I live. But there you go.
Yeah, no, it's a recommend for me. I think it's a fun movie. It just, comparatively to the one that's on the L feed this month,
yes,
it's just a little tough, and that's okay. But yeah, the kills in this are cool. I think honestly, it's not hard to make a fucking hospital creepy, especially an empty one.
Yeah.
So it is really kind of impressive that they make a empty hospital on Halloween night so boring. Like, I feel like you could have done stuff with lighting there. Or we got to go into other parts of the hospital. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still a fun time, totally rad, and that is Rick Rosenthal's Halloween 2 from 1981. If you want more We Hate Movies, like we've been saying, patreon.com/We Hate Movies. We're going to have an episode of We Love Movies doing Halloween 1978 on that fucker. We got what's the Spooktacular AD this month, Steve?
We're going to be talking about Real Monsters.
It's been a long time.
I'm excited.
I know. I have not watched that cartoon in forever.
Oh, no. I think Clinton was still in office when I fucking saw that last. So we got that going on. Like we said, later this month, the commentary for the uncut Friday the 13th, 1980 will be released. So patreon.com/We Hate Movies.
Absolutely.
Ton of fun stuff.
We've
there.
also got The Sitter, a lifetime, once in a lifetime, bloody lifetime.
Yes, this is a kind of a horror movie directed by the guy who did Highlander for Lifetime Movie Network. It's a lot of fun. It's on the top tier of our Patreon.
Long live Russ McKay.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's
Dude
right.
rules. And here on the free feed, of course, the Halloween Spooktacular continues next Tuesday, Steve, with what?
We got to drink some herbal tea or something. Put some honey in it because we're going to be talking some George C. Scott impressions next week with Exorcist 3.
Oh, boy. I'm going to go on bed rest with this throat, man.
Yes, put the kettle on.
And this is a movie that I dig really hard, actually. So I think I'll be the Eric of next week, maybe.
Right, and I think I'm the Steve of next week. So this is going to be very exciting for everyone.
I don't know. Who am I going to be?
Yeah, you're going to be, I don't know.
So until next week, when we find out what Steve's going to be, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Siska.
Chris Cabin.
Take it easy.
We all go a little mad sometimes. You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
Sometimes that is better.
Zombies have entered the building. They're at the door. They're coming in.
It is time to keep your appointment with the Wicker Man.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
He's sick fucks. You've seen one too many movies.
Nah, Sid! Don't you blame the movies! Movies don't create psychos! Movies make psychos more creative!
What's the fucking motion in the band?
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
That was a HeadGum podcast.